suggesting is that you might want to take some time out of your life and start looking at the reality of the world you live in, because the world is growing more and more dangerous, more and more ignorant, and extremely violent. And unless and until the people rise up and decide to take back their sovereignty and do something about their lives and quit waiting for government to do something, because in America, Americans love to talk about how we have the ability to elect our leaders. We're big on talking about how we can elect our leaders. But as Dick Gregory once said a long time ago, yes, we can elect our leaders, but you can't select your leaders. You don't select anyone. Your masters who own you will select who will run. You can merely vote on whoever they decide to allow you to vote on. And so when people go to the polls, for instance, people every 4 years are talking about going to the polls. How many people have ever wondered, what does the word poll mean? Why do you have to go to the poll? It's like the Gallup company. It's called the Gallup poll. Anytime some company is taking a poll, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that they are electing anybody. You take a poll to get a consensus of what the people are thinking. That's what a poll is. It's called a Gallup poll. There are many other companies that conduct polls for universities, for government. So that's what a poll is to get a consensus of what the people are thinking. How many people like this color or this product as opposed to how many like the Pepsi as opposed to Coca-Cola as opposed to root beer? And so they take a poll. And so the poll shows that the masses all particularly like one product. That's all they wanted to know. Just which one do you like best? It doesn't mean much of anything. It's just a poll. And so every 4 years, Americans go to the poll to tell their masters who own them. And they do own you. Your body is a security on the New York Stock Exchange. You need to understand that. And so every 4 years, your masters who actually own your body want to know which one of these individuals that work for us, they work for the corporation, you work for the company, but which one of these would you feel better about having at the head of the company? Which one do you personally like? All 6 of them work for the company. They work for the government, period. But which one do you particularly like? Because this way, if you particularly like one and you vote for him, then we will make him the president of the company, and you will be happy because it was your choice. No, it wasn't your choice. You didn't have the opportunity to select your leader. You only had the opportunity to elect one of the 6 that they gave you, and all 6 worked for the same company. So this is why nothing ever gets done, because people don't understand how their world really works. Extraordinary stuff. I suspect that this is a very important time in human history, and especially in the history of our country.
Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation of the Akim, pushing out the word in truth and sincerity of the whole leg around the globe. All right. This is a very fascinating interview. It goes on and he speaks on more things, but just to touch on what he already said thus far, the fact that you are a security on the New York Stock Exchange, that there is an ownership over you, okay? That is very prevalent with the times, that they are planning to put that micro C-hip in you. And this is why the prophets, and our apostles of apostles have a set of old bringing out and warning you, because these are the times that we're coming into, okay? these owners, these masters are going to take this rulership to another level. And our people have always thought that they're part of this so-called democracy and that they have a say. That is all smoke and mirrors. Your polls, your elections are just surveys. They're just to know who do you like, or what ideas are you rocking with. But those are employees themselves. Those are just puppet leaders put there so you have a face, a mascot, a representation of who to blame for your damn problems. One time and time again, whether it's the so-called red or the blue or the Democrat or the Republican, it's the same shit. Two, right wing, left wing, same chicken, okay? Same bird, same flock. You are still going from ruler to ruler because the ultimate rulers aren't being elected. They're not being even selected. They are the rulers, and they put in place the system that you're a part of. And it goes deep. And this is why there's talks about escaping the matrix, if you will. And the way that you escape the so-called matrix is by knowing what the hell is going on. All right. So that's why the big gas caption says the world is not what you think it is. Okay. That's why also we've had Romans 13:11, where it says, let me get it here. Romans 13:11, and we always bring it out because it says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. All right. And what did it say? Let me get another app here. All right. Deuteronomy 28 as well, and 48. It says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So just because the chains are no longer physical, and now the chains come by way of debts, the so-called credit that they give you, but it's just to tie a damn chain around you because they know and they've calculated you don't make enough. Okay. And now with the way that they're trying to collapse their economy, they want only the ultra rich or the ultra poor. Poor and destitute, completely depending on them. People are living in storages. There's tent cities. People cannot and do not make ends meet. Okay. And it's all part of these curses. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger. All right. So if you want to eat, get down and lay down. In thirst, if you want to drink, get down or lay down. That's the times we're coming into. You only side with this damn devil. All right. We're also coming upon that movie, George Orwell's 1984. If I'm not mistaken, maybe it's not George Orwell. Salaki if I butchered that. But the movie 1984, all right, which was written way before that. But we're coming up on the 40th anniversary of it, and it speaks on, just being completely obedient to your government without question. All right. So we already seen that with trial runs of that fruit punch. All right. And that pandemic that we saw. Okay. All right. This man wants to take it to the next level. All right. Because he only wants the ultra obedience. He's tightening the rope. He knows that he's raped, robbed, murdered, and pillaged the earth to a point that now he wants to run unlimited resources, and he wants to keep the resources for himself, and he wants to ration out the rest and have the people on fake foods, GMOs, Monsanto, this fake digital meat and all that. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle. What's the so-called emblem of this place? All right, isn't it the so-called bald eagle? All right. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. These people enslaved us, all right? Beat their culture into us. A lot of us speak so-called English or Spanish because that's the language of our conquerors, all right? We were overthrown. We were overran, okay? We are Hebrew Israelites by culture, okay? But again, it's so-called ancient history. But fast forward to today, is very prevalent. And these people still move as such, okay? They still have you as a contractual slave, and they justify it to themselves as such because they have taken your identity and they believe that they are the sovereignty of the earth and that it's okay for you to be their servant. And yes, the fact that it's a mistaken identity, the fact that it has ruined marriages, our livelihood, our welfare, our health, us being poisoned, us being our diets being poisoned, us being slaves to a rat race that has been designed. It all is prevalent. It all is important. So when people are like, oh, you're looking into it too much, and then they just go back to eating their little cheese, you know that those are not the elect of the Lord, because scriptures talk about many are called, but few are chosen. The chosen are going to give a damn. All right. They're going to have a fire in them that they still have to pass the word. They're going to continue to study. They're going to feel out of place in this demonic ass system. All right. So these devils, you know, their tongue is falling upon them. That's why you'll see a lot of so-called whistleblowers. Psalm 64:8 says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. We're seeing that from whistleblowers such as even that book Behold the Pale Horse, all right, down to this man right here. You know, it's been countless Edomites that come out themselves to give you this information. And then yes, if some of them are Jacob and some of them are from the other nations, so be it. But ultimately, if they are Edomites, they are just ratting on their own people. But the Lord did it for the purpose of the Great Awakening and the season that we're in. All right? Because tables are finally now turning. All right? The truth is flourishing. Let's see. Psalms 92:12, it says, the righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those huge trees in Lebanon. All right. Shall thou make thy plant to grow. We're witnessing Isaiah 17:11 coming. In that day shalt thou make thy plant to grow, and in the morning shalt thou make thy seed to flourish. But the harvest shall be a heap in the day of grief and of desperate sorrow. Okay, our people are going to flourish now more than ever when we go back into our rulership. Now that it's Esau, the end of the world, and Jacob, the beginning of it to follow. I believe it's in the Apocrypha, Salakia. Let me get it. Salaki, I can't find it. But going back to even the sentiment of this, I have another precept. All right, when it said it's in John. Let's see, John, the book of John. John 8:32. Okay. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. It's part of this great awakening that this is why the Lord is putting it in the spirit of these Edomites, even to be whistleblowers and such, for you to know the truth, okay? Because once you know the truth shall make you free. And we're being put in further chains from the physical chains now down to the mental, the financial chains, the spiritual chains. All right. And if we are completely wrapped up in these chains from physical to financial to mental to spiritual, all right, because first and foremost, everything is in the spirit. If your spirit is in chains, you're going to be completely destroyed. So the Lord being merciful and gracious, he's still at least giving us some light to the few, okay, before all darkness and all hell breaks loose. All right. So we have a chance to be free, at least spiritually, and we're spiritually, mentally, and mentally, you know, we go on in the physical. Okay. At least we have our spirit intact. Okay. So this is still the light. All right. And you're supposed to cleave to the light because of the way that the world is headed, how the interview was speaking of, okay, is that is going to become increasingly more violent, increasingly more treacherous, sinister. All right, people are going to be further entangled and further enslaved. So now more than ever, you need the truth. Okay, the truth shall help you to stand and go on and see another day. Okay, and make the wise decision for what the choices we're going to be posed with. All right. So with that, I pray brothers and the few sisters was edified. Till next time, shalom. All honor, love, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Do our research, stay in the light, you know, study to show thyself approved, okay? And give diligence to make your calling and election sure. How? By studying, by digesting the word, by filling up your cup, so you could pass on to another brother or fellow sister that may be in darkness. All right? Till next time, shalom.